Today in the video, we're going to be reacting to Cobra Kai Season 5 with Kanan, who has played Mike Barnes. Let's get started. So I guess this was, in the season itself, the first scene that you appeared. Some mysterious with the black boots, and I think everybody went crazy in this scene. Was this actually like the first scene you took, or was that a little bit switched up?
No, we always are shooting out of order for almost every project that you do. So that was not the first one. You know, so much of what you shoot depends on the availability of the locations.
I
So
see.
the first scene we did, I believe, was with me and Ralph already in the furniture store.
Oh, I see. That scene where you guys talked and then with
Right.
Chosen coming in. Ah, I see.
No, well, no, not when Chosen comes in. We did it
Oh,
was the scene where Ralph is following me, where Daniel's
oh,
following Mike Barnes and
I
sees me on
see.
the phone.
Right, with the phone call.
Yeah.
That scene. Okay. So yeah, what was it like, after all these years, I think 30 plus years, I believe, you
Mhm.
coming back to the show? How did it feel like?
It was a mixture of a lot of feelings. It was a lot of excitement. I mean, I've waited 5 years to be a part of the show.
Mm,
To finally be doing it was exhilarating. It was a great feeling. You know, now as an actor that's worked for 30 some years, as opposed to this young kid who really, you know, this was my first big job, was Karate Kid
right.
3. So, you know, coming in as a much more experienced actor was
Mm.
uh, a nice feeling. And it was also great to be able to come back and play Mike Barnes as a much more fully developed, multifaceted, emotionally character.
That is very true.
Yeah,
Well, how did they reach out to you? You said 5 years you waited.
yeah. Well, I mean, I had spoken with Josh Held on Twitter uh,
Mm,
for about a year before, and you know they knew I wanted to be a part of it. I was
mm.
obviously pretty vocal about that, and at one point, my manager called me and said, "Well, actually." In season 4, when they purchased some clips of Mike Barnes from Karate Kid 3,
Right.
I was like, "This is a good sign. Let's see what happens." And then, you know, I thought, okay, maybe in season 5, it's going to happen, and it did.
Right. After our interview video, everybody in the comment section were going, "Oh, he has to come back in season 5." So I was
Right?
very excited to, see you again like this.
Thank you.
It does not look so bad to me.
Yeah, also the conversation between you and Chosen, the two characters
Right.
were just
Right.
hilarious in this scene.
You know, one thing that was really great about that
That one.
opening that they gave me,
Mm.
you know, I had the dramatic music and, you know, give that kind of, you know, 1,000-yard stare look
Oh
before getting to the
yeah.
BMW. So sometimes as a character, you're able to create a very interesting visual image. But
Mm.
other times, and in this case, I believe this is true, what really sells it is how other characters react to you. So when you see Daniel looking at me and he goes,
That's
Mike
very true.
fucking Barnes, you know, that really sold it.
That's so true. And the eyes already in this scene.
Right, right.
It's like it felt like you were Darth Vader just coming into the scene, like a huge, huge villain there.
Yeah.
For cutting bone.
Listen, by the time
Oh yes, this was the scene you were talking about.
Yes.
Your first shooting
No,
scene.
I think I know exactly how to do it. I think I'm gonna start by cutting off their legs. You know what? Enough chit chat. Let's get down to brass tacks. Now, for me to do my very best,
And yes,
I'm gonna need
this
50%.
right. What was it like saying that same
You know,
exact line
that
again?
wasn't actually in the original script, I don't think.
Wow.
And I think I had asked, I don't think it was in there. I think I asked Hayden to if I could say that. You know, it
Wow,
wasn't
that's
really
amazing.
quite tweaked to. I wanted it to mirror the line that obviously I said to Terry
Mm.
to Terry Silver, and you know they liked that idea, and I think it really you know was good for the scene,
Mm.
and that's one of the things I love about working with everybody on this show is they're so collaborative. It's kind of
I
like,
see.
you know, if there's a good idea and there's time to do it and it fits into you know, the story, they're really open to it, which as an actor is just a blessing.
I see, I see. Is it one of the more, I would say, most flexible environment for you to work on in
One
terms
of
of
them.
one of them?
I'm on a television show in the United States, The Bold and the Beautiful, that I've been on since 2000, and that's also an incredibly collaborative, flexible, wonderful place to work. So I've been very, very fortunate.
I see, I see. That is amazing.
You owe me that much after what happened last time. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Oh yeah, those kids are in for a big surprise.
Barnes, no! Listen to me, you son of a bitch. I'm not gonna have you or your ponytail pimp lay one finger on any of our kids.
Daniel LaRusso?
You got that right, shithead.
So now he turns the tables and he says my line to me.
Right.
I'm what he's talking about, shithead.
Yeah, and I'm gonna send over a couple of my guys to pick up the Florentine table.
Florentine table. Yes.
Florentine. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
40% commission.
40%.
Right.
What's going on here?
And I just love how completely confused Daniel is, which of course, how could he not be, right?
Right.
You work in a furniture store?
So I guess this scene was a computer graphics? This
No,
one?
that was real.
Oh, this was actually the place.
You
Oh,
work
okay.
in a furniture store?
Daniel, I own the furniture store. Look, man, I'm so sorry for the things that I said back in the day, the things that I did.
Right. I'm sure this line was so made everybody so relieved about
Yeah.
about the things that he has done in Karate Kid 3, and it was a great moment, I think, in the whole show.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was really it was really important that that scene worked to the best of its ability, and that Daniel believes that Mike Barnes is being sincere, because he is being sincere. I think Mike Barnes has come a very, very long way emotionally, and probably has carried this around with him for a very long time, wanting to apologize.
Right. And he also explained why he couldn't, apologize all these years.
Yeah.
So that was also
Yeah.
explained. And yeah, it was a really great scene here.
To apologize to you so many times.
Yes, this one.
I guess I was worried that it would have triggered something or whatnot. Thought maybe it was just best to leave the past where it is. Wow, Furniture Co-King. I run it with my wife. It's actually her dad's place. It was her dad's place. After the All Valley tournament, my life was ruined. I was lost. I was banned from karate, which was all I knew. So I found myself working odd jobs, and one day I'm moving furniture and I meet my future father-in-law. He showed me that I could do something with these hands other than fight. Of course, if you ever wanted a rematch, you know where to find me.
Okay.
And was this like the actual first scene where you took your stance? Oh. And the kick.
That was a lot of fun doing that.
Did you actually take this kick, or was this a stunt person?
No, that was me.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you just backed off maybe a few inches when
Well, I've done a fair amount of fight scenes in my career, and
right.
It's usually the guy getting hit that has to sell the effect. And so,
yes.
Obviously Yuji didn't kick me really hard, and the table is it's a breakaway table, so we were able to make it look pretty convincing, I think.
Yeah, what is it like? I've done one what's it called? Like film acting like fighting scenes before. And it was just very different, because the distance, you got to control that, thinking about the camera angles.
You have to control the distance. The number one rule is safety, so no one gets hurt. I think one of the biggest challenges is you really have to control your adrenaline, because you want to give the appearance that you're all hyped up, but you have to be very in control so that nobody gets hurt. I believe that having done a fair amount of fight scenes in my career, that was a real advantage, because I think somebody who maybe has never done one, the inclination would be to go too hard, too fast, and somebody winds up getting hurt.
I see. And that
And
was
it's almost like a dance. I mean, within the context of the fight, you're always visually checking in with the other actor. In other words, say Yuji got off balance or something like that when I'm supposed to throw a punch, I would have to immediately compensate for that to make sure he didn't get hurt and vice versa.
I see. So it's all
You
in
know,
unison. You have to always have the eye contact.
you're always watching each other, checking in, but not really letting the camera catch you doing that.
Wow. I mean, how long did it take you until you felt like comfortable being on
With
set and doing the action scenes?
um, you know, I kind of felt comfortable pretty quickly. I mean, the first action scenes I did was Karate Kid 3, and there were lots and lots of them. And so,
Right.
I was well rehearsed. I was well trained. We knew what we were doing, and it was fun and it was exciting. And I kind of took to it like a fish to water.
That was your scene. That was your place then.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, what are some of the, I would say, the more difficult action scenes to perform? Is it maybe, I don't know, against a roundhouse kick or you receiving an attack? Or what are some of the challenges that you faced?
Well, one of the challenges I faced is I have a injury in my left shoulder that I've been rehabilitating. And when I was filming Cobra Kai, the injury was much worse. So I had to be very aware of not blocking with my left hand and getting hit too hard. I had to be, I had to really sort of concentrate with, if you notice, I throw a spinning back fist. It's with my right, not my left.
Yes, yes, it's coming up.
Yeah. So I had to be aware of that. I think that the fight choreographers look at what each individual is capable of doing, what the amount of time that we have is, and then you go from there. I'm sure if I had 2 weeks to rehearse some more complex moves, I could have achieved it within reason.
Right.
But we had a very short amount of time. We filmed this scene pretty quickly, within probably 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
Yeah, maybe a couple hours. I mean, not a lot of time.
That's very true.
Yeah. And you only have probably 2 of those tables, so you got to get that right.
Right.
So there's a lot of moving parts, and then Ralph gets into the fight and he gets punched. So it becomes, for every extra person that you add, it becomes geometrically more complicated.
I see. Wow. That I don't think I can do that.
No, yeah, you'd be great.
No. Wow, that is amazing. And yeah, the fact that you said the choreographers take the actor's background, that is really like now convincing to me, because when I see, like, I think there was I think it was season 4, in the background there was definitely one shotokan guy that I just picked up right away. So I guess each of them are doing their, what they excel at, basically.
Right. I have certain moves that for camera that I feel very confident doing. I've used them before. They work, but I'm always open to learning new things as long as I have enough time that I can do them effectively, look convincing, and make sure that no one gets hurt.
No one gets hurt, right? That's the most important thing.
That's a really, really important point to hammer home, that as part of being in a fight scene, part of my responsibility is to make sure that the other actor doesn't get hurt.
I see.
We shall turn no mercy.
No, you don't understand.
What do you mean?
So this was the scene you were talking about with 3 actors.
Yeah, when Daniel gets into it.
Yeah, 90 minutes. Wow. Oh, that was the back spinning punch here. Yeah, spinning back fist.
But I gotta say, I think for a guy that's working in a furniture store, fighting, one of the toughest guys in the Miyagi-verse, I think Mike Barnes held his own.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which leads me to believe that Mike Barnes maybe has continued to do some training.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think so. I think somebody in the comment section said, I think Mike Barnes was the first character that landed a punch on Chosen. So, yeah,
Right?
there you go. He is a strong character.
Guys, stop!
Daniel.
And then you
that-
continue.
You know, that little move right there, where I look at him and he looks at me, was kind of an homage to the old Hong Kong martial arts film.
Oh, that's very true. It had that feel. Did you guys come
Yeah.
up with that on set, or
Yeah,
was
we
that...
kind of came up with that. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And that's that's
wow.
another thing too, is that you learn the choreography, and then the actors, you seek to insert personality into it, so that it's not robotic, so that the
I
fight
see.
scene, you look at, when you think of a Jackie Chan fight scene, there's a lot of comedy involved. That's his personality.
I see.
And I always liked that aspect of it, and so I thought that was a really fun little moment.
Wow. I thought that was written in the script, but wow, what a surprise there.
Guys, whoa, stop!
Oh yeah,
Stop.
some Aikido kind of move.
Yeah.
Outside.
Wait a minute, this guy's with you? What the hell, Daniel?
This is just a giant misunderstanding.
I see you liking that tufted blue suede.
This was
Comfy.
I love
How
this
much?
scene.
Well, it's normally $1,200, but what the hell? For you, $2,000.
And then, yeah, this was such a tragedy for him. Personally, I felt bad for Mike because,
Good.
Daniel just comes into his life after all these years. And
It's upside down.
right, it's very, it's a very sad. And then, yes, I knew you were coming back. I knew you wouldn't just end in one episode, so I was very
Right.
happy to see you again here. Yeah.
You ruined my life, LaRusso. Mike, come here. You took everything from me.
Yeah, you have the right to say that.
Johnny!
Daniel, you okay?
Come on! Wait, I'm not off! Both of you, stop! Who the hell?
I guess this was the first scene with you and
Billy.
and Billy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it your
Yeah,
first
that was
time
a really special scene.
Oh,
You've got the three antagonists from the three films, and now they're all on the same side basically. And I think there was a tremendous amount of subtle comedy in these scenes. I think they were, it's really funny how very quickly they meet this guy Mike Barnes, who's just a maniac. He's obviously on some drugs and everything else, and they're like, it seems like a really good idea to go over and kick Terry Silver's ass.
Right. And all of them agree at once.
Yeah.
And then finally,
You
he's
want
at
your
the
hands dirty when you can
he's at
find
the
someone to
place.
do it.
Yeah.
But Cobra Kai, I don't give a shit what he fights for. I'm gonna knock his ass out, and then you're next.
Oh yeah, one thing I noticed in this last fighting scene was you were using, I think, more overhand hooks than other scenes. Is that correct, or
Yeah,
is
it
just
seemed that way.
my...
That's how they choreographed it.
Mm.
The final scene, there was so many different fights in it that I think they wanted to keep it as simple as possible. I mean, I would have
I
loved
see.
to have done more flashy, kicks and things like that, but my character gets knocked out pretty early on, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that I had to go back and film Bold and the Beautiful, and so I wasn't able to stay and film as long as I would have liked to, which is really kind of unfortunate. It was kind of heartbreaking to me, but again, listen, I was just so happy to be a part of this, just so honored and humbled and excited that it didn't matter to me.
Right. Oh wow, I don't think anybody knows that behind the scenes story.
Yeah, I don't think I've said that in an interview before.
Oh, well, thank you so much for revealing it to this channel then.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so I guess I think you had this fighting scene. Yeah, this one right here. With the hooks. Yeah, I would love to see more.
Yeah. But if you think about it, Mike Barnes saves Johnny's life.
That's true.
I mean,
That
he
is very
really did
true.
save his life. Johnny was going to get killed with a sword.
With the sword. And right in this scene right here.
Come on.
So at the end of the day, he did save the story, and Johnny's alive.
I kind of see Mike Barnes as an anti-hero. No longer a villain.
That's very true. And do you think he has any chance of coming back in the next season? Or
I sure hope so. I mean, look at it. The kids are all supposed to fight in this big tournament, and who has more experience as a tournament fighter than Mike Barnes? I mean, he was a national champion.
That is true.
He was a national champion is a way bigger champion than the All Valley tournament. And so you have to believe that Mike Barnes probably has a few tricks up his sleeve. And I think, one of the things that Mike could teach, because, Johnny teaches certain things, Daniel teaches certain things, Chosen teaches certain things. I think Mike could teach how to fight with controlled ferocity, how to fight with extreme aggression. And if you take that extreme aggression and you temper it with the discipline from Miyagi-Do and the out of the box martial arts from Eagle Fang and the traditional arcane almost secret moves of Miyagi-Do that Chosen knows, and meld the four of them together. It's kind of like iron is strong, but when you mix iron with other alloys, it becomes steel, which is stronger.
I agree. So I guess hopefully the four senseis are gonna lead the All Valley kids to the Sekai Taikai, right? The world's tournament.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully.
What does that mean? What does that mean in Japanese?
Sekai means world.
Sekai.
And Taikai means a tournament or a big competition. So a world tournament, a world cup, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not a specific word that's used for martial arts, but it's just a general word to just say world competition, world tournament.
Okay, interesting.
Taikai.
And
yeah. And yeah, when I heard that, I was like, if there's I'm sure there's going to be a Japanese team. So hopefully I can make my way in.
Wow,
that is going to be a huge honor.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, thank you so much, Sean, for today's time. And sorry to keep you up at such a late time. And
no, not at all. It's a pleasure speaking with you. And like I said, I look forward to the time when you and I get to meet in person, and hopefully we can train together. I would be so honored to train with you.
Oh no, I'll share everything I know from the shotokan
thank you. I really appreciate that. Well, listen, thank you so much to you, and thank you so much to your audience.
Thank you so much.
I just want to say one thing: your karate, definitely not a joke.
Thank you. All right, Sean. I'll talk to you soon,
buddy. Take care.
Thank you so much. Bye
bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I've done a reaction video on all of the Cobra Kai episodes, so make sure you check that out. And let me know who you'd like me to interview in the next video. See you guys soon.